What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel. That time has finally come. I've been looking forward to this video for a long time because this is my favorite style of play. Today, we're talking about building Gestalt characters in the Pathfinder playtest. Super stoked, again, to share this information with you guys. And hey, if you guys are liking what you're seeing, remember, as always, like and subscribe for more videos. It really helps out a lot. Today, this episode of Your Pathfinder 2nd Edition preview content actually was brought to you in part by the guy who I've played the most Gestalt characters with in my time, Joseph Harvilla. Joe, as always, my friend, thank you so much for really just the years of Pathfinder that have led me to making a YouTube channel that's starting to become pretty successful. It's been a ride. I'll say that, and I really appreciate the fact that you're still here after everything. But we're not going to wax poetic today. We're going to talk about building some super fun characters. Let's hit it. Okay, so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have no idea what I'm talking about when I say that we're building a Gestalt character, so let's start with that. The word Gestalt is to say an organized whole that is perceived as more than the sum of its parts, and really, that's what a Gestalt character is. What we're going to do is we're going to take two classes, we're going to do this, we're going to make one class, essentially, that's more than the sum of its parts. It's an old playstyle that comes to us from the days of Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, and we're going to update the creation and stuff because the way characters are created truly has been updated for the Pathfinder playtest. If character creation gets super weird between the playtest and 2nd edition, if it gets changed a whole bunch, we'll make another video. We'll do the same thing, teach you guys how to do it, because again, it's really fun. I've played, definitely in my day, more Gestalt characters than non-Gestalt characters. Well, okay, I'm not counting one-shots in that. I'm sure now, what with the BDG and my friends on YouTube and stuff, that I've played more regular characters, but we don't gotta worry about that right now. Gestalt characters are super fun. Literally, the first video this channel ever put out was why you should play Gestalt characters. You can look it up if you want. I don't necessarily want to give you a card because it was literally the first video I ever recorded for BDG on my soon-to-be ex-wife's smartphone. With the orientations being real bad, I had no idea what I was doing, but the point stands. So today it's been requested that we combine a monk and a rogue to make a new class. We're going to go over the character creation process kind of again because it changes a little for Gestalt characters. And I'll put this PDF in the description again if you didn't get your hands on it. I know there was a bit of a snafu last time with a link dying, so I'm just going to, again, I'm going to throw this thing in my Dropbox and shoot that link at you so we can all have it. Now, rulebook, I summon you. Okay, so to make a Gestalt character, what we've done in the past is we've taken two elements of two different classes, taken the best element from each, and essentially made a new class that we'd level up with. So to speak in Pathfinder 1st Edition terms, what that means is we would take the higher of the two hit dice of our classes, we would take the higher of the two skill ranks per level, base attacks, saves, things like that, but we would still gain class features, spells, things of that nature as we technically advanced in both classes. So, like, for example, if you wanted to play a Gestalt Barbarian Wizard in Pathfinder 1st Edition, because, I don't know, maybe you're really worried you're going to run out of rage, or you just want to pivot and cast Fireball, but you want the full casting option, you don't want to be a Blood Rager, you would receive the Barbarian's better Fort save, the Wizard's better Will save, the Barbarian's better Bad and hit dice, the Wizard's spells, and also, you would treat both class skills as class skills for your new class, so you'd have knowledge all from the wizard as well as perception from the barbarian. But that's old school. Let's talk about the playtest. We see over here that the monk is trained in perception. He's got a D10 hit dice, super nice. Dexterity or strength is the key ability score. We're an expert in fortitude, reflex, and will, all three. We're trained in a number of skills equal to 3 plus intelligence. We're trained in all unarmed attacks, untrained in all armor. Our signature skills are acrobatics, athletics, and religion. The rogue, on the other hand, as we do a little scrolling, its key ability is dexterity. Its hit points are 8 plus con. Its expert proficiency on perception. Trained in fort, expert on reflex and will. Trained in a number of skills equal to 10 plus intelligence. Trained in all simple weapons plus the hand crossbow, rapier, sap shortbow, and shortsword. trained in light armor, with acrobatics, athletics, crafting, deception, diplomacy, intimidation, performance, society, stealth, and thievery, so many, as our signature skills. So we see that the monk has the higher hit points at 10 plus con. The rogue has the better perception at expert proficiency. We will use the rogues. We'll also definitely use the rogues trained in number of skills. But the monk has the better, at least in terms of fortitude saves, so we're going to start out expert in all three. We're trained in unarmed and all simple weapons and the hand crossbow, blah blah blah, like the rogue. We're trained in light armor, which I guess would replace untrained in all armor like the monk has. And we'll take both classes' signature skills for the signature skills of our Gestalt character. Now, again, we're also going to brew up a thing, so we can kind of go over how this goes again, and also it has to change just a little. We're going to play a human today, so we get 2 buffs to our various ability scores. We're going to choose to buff our dexterity and our wisdom. From our free +2s we get from our ancestry, there's no negs. I thought about doing a halfling for this video, but we're going to keep it super simple for now. We're not going to go past level 1. This is just literally how to build the thing. You'll get the rest as you go. We're going to choose just the basic acolyte for our background. We're not super worried about like building the optimized version. We're just working on our ability scores at the moment. Our 2 ability score boosts are going to be, again, dexterity and wisdom. That's going to be the motif with this character. That's what we're trying to do. So, oh, I never typed that in. I'm the worst. Now I have not 100. No, Tommy. That's too good. 14 wisdom. 14 dexterity. That never happened. Then we have the one thing that changes. Normally, at this point in the character creation, we have 4 free ability score boosts to choose. This time we're only going to choose 3, but we're going to take the ability score boosts of both of our classes. We're doing this because when we take those 4 free at the end, we can't choose the same thing twice, and Gestalt characters tend to be just a little on the mad side. So the key ability score for a rogue was dexterity. Our dexterity goes up by 2. That's awesome. And the key ability score for our monk, we're going to choose dexterity again. Though I guess technically we could have just done dexterity from the rogue and then our 4 free boosts could have been dex ABC. But if we were playing something like, again, like a wizard barbarian and we went strength and intelligence for barbarian and wizard, right? From our 2 various ability scores that didn't happen to be exactly the same, we couldn't, with 4 freebies, go intelligence to buff our wizard stuff. Anywho, we got 3 freebies. We're going to go wisdom for the first one, con for the second one, I don't want to die. And for our last one, it's going to be... It's really kind of a toss-up for me at this point, because we have enough skill ranks. We don't necessarily need intelligence. We don't really need charisma. Yeah, okay, it's got to be strength. The idea here is to do damage with our dex with rogue stuff, but also bulk is real in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It's really easy to get encumbered, so we're going to try to prevent that, because no one likes that. We are expert in 1, 2, 3 different saves, and we have just oodles upon oodles upon oodles of signature skills and things we're trained in. So, real quick, rulebook, go! Signature skills for the monk are acrobatics, athletics, and religion. We'll check those off right now. Acrobatics, athletics, religion. For the rogue, it's a lot, because the rogue is the skill monkey. It's one of the 2 reasons I think the rogue is the most viable Gestalt builds, to tell you the truth, like a rogue X, so you have all these skills, and for another reason we'll talk about here in a sec. So that's acrobatics, athletics, already got that. We don't take it twice. It's about taking the higher of the 2, not like abusing. Who would do that? Who would abuse mechanics for better characters? I don't know. Crafting, deception, diplomacy, intimidation, performance, society, stealth, and thievery, and we get to train 10 plus int of these, which could be really good on like a rogue wizard who would get 14 skills. We have 10, so it'll just be probably just acrobatics, athletics, deception, religion, society, stealth, crafting, intimidation, diplomacy. Whoop, no, we have trained. We are not expert. It'd be sweet though. And there you go, there's 10 trained skills on a monk, which is super sweet. Thank you, rulebook. As we level up in Pathfinder, in the playtest, things are different. We get not just regular feats every interval, we get class feats and features, ancestry feats, skill feats, general feats, bonus feats, so many feats. That's where the second part of how the Pathfinder playtest Gestalt character is going to look a little different. In older editions of D&D and Pathfinder, you would still get the normal amount of feats, but you would get the class features of both classes as they leveled. In the playtest, we'll still get only one ancestry feat, only one general feat, only the one skill feat, rogue stuff aside, but our class feats are going to double up. One more time, rulebook. So what that means is, as a rogue, you would receive, in addition to everything you see on this table here, that being finesse striker, the sneak attack, surprise attack, things like that, you would be able to choose from your class feats one rogue feat, for example, say like, you're next. And the monk would get one class feat as well. We would choose probably, I'm going to say crane stance. The reason I wanted to do the monk rogue in this way with so much dexterity was because as a rogue, I'll get finesse striker, which says when you attack with an agile or finesse one-handed melee weapon, you can add your dex to damage instead of your strength. A lot of the monk fighting styles give your like wolf fang fist that's actually relevant, and deadly d12 is scary, the finesse trait. So now you don't necessarily have to like rely on your dex to hit and strength to damage. It's just one of the joys of being a Gestalt Rogue X. In addition, of course, you would still get flurry of blows, graceful expertise, powerful fist, things like that, all just rolled together. And every time you receive a new class feat, which of course is first level, second level, and then every even level after, you'll take two, again, one for the rogue, one for the monk. Make sense? Super cool, right? Now, one thing that's a little abusable here that we could do in this version of a Gestalt build is we could abuse this to take, like, say, for example, if we don't really care about the rogue feats, we're just trying to get finesse striker, our rogue class feats could very easily turn into archetype feats while the monk feats retain, like, doing monk stuff. Archetypes are definitely a brand new ballgame in Pathfinder 2nd Edition so far, which is not to say it's a bad thing, and I don't even really necessarily call it abusable because you won't get the rogue stuff still, which is super relevant. Rogues are going to be one of the first classes we talk about in our min-maxing for fun and profit videos because, like, A, they've been requested, B, super crazy. And really, it's no different than, like, taking a rogue archetype that replaced something with something else, like, for example, trap sense with literally anything, because that seemed to be the thing you lost the most, was trap sense on any rogue archetype, but still being, like, a Gestalt rogue monk, which actually, in 1st edition, I did play. Super fun to find a way to get pounce and be a scout and have sneak attack with flurry of blows. It was a thing. But anywho, thank you, rulebook. We're done. And we're also done teaching you how to build Gestalt characters. What do you guys think? Are we trying it out? It's super fun. It's definitely, again, my favorite way to play. And we are actually, this is a good time to note, that when Doomsday Dawn wraps up, we're going to have a Gestalt game here on the channel. It might be in the playtest, it might be in 2nd edition outright, depending on how long Doomsday Dawn takes. We'll see. I'll be playing a Gestalt Druid Sorcerer. We're going to do that blaster thing. We're going to throw lightning at people until they are dead. I'm super stoked for it. Mac, if you're watching, thanks for GMing for it. You've been the best ever. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Gestalt characters, Gestalt builds, how to build in the playtest, things like that. Down in the comments. And remember, this character sheet is available in the description. Again, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll have another 2nd edition video come out this coming Tuesday. Next Saturday is the first episode of min-maxing for fun and profit as promised based on Patreon rewards. In the playtest, we're going to build us a ranger. I'll see you then.